Well, I was just wondering where she was.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the FearFans podcast. I'm your host, Don Elmy, and with me is we got Nick Nalay, we've got Joe, we've got Jill, we got Nikki, Kate, Tom, and Donald. So yeah, I'm just love having you here tonight. So
Donald, it's good to see you back on the show after a while.
It's been a while.
Been a bit.
Yeah, we're excited. We're thrilled to have you back on here. So yeah, we got a great show for you all tonight. We are covering what can only be considered to be one of the greatest films of the 80s. This is like a true staple of 80s pop culture, and it's Ghostbusters. And we figured because the new movie's coming out this month, we might as well go back to see it to covering the original. And it's 40th anniversary too.
That's right.
Wow.
God, I'm old.
Me too.
Actually, I did the math today. I was 12 years old when I originally saw it in the theaters.
Well, came out in '84, right?
84. Yep.
So I was 9 when it came out.
I was a junior in high school.
I wasn't born yet.
I wasn't born yet either.
Most of the people here weren't born yet.
I wasn't born.
Yeah, I didn't exist. I didn't exist.
I was in his stomach.
I didn't exist for another 8 years. So
Yeah.
You were a
At this point-
twinkle in someone's eye.
yep. At this point,
Yeah, we'll say I.
Actually, it
That's-
depends when it came out in 84, if it was earlier in the year or later in the year. Because if it was later in the year, I was starting my senior year of high school.
Good Lord.
Gotcha. Hey, Joanne. Good to see you.
Hey, Jay.
Born in 2005. Yeah, you were way after when Ghostbusters came out.
Wow.
Oh, he's
My
big.
son is older than that.
Oh, here Jeremy says it came out a couple weeks before his 4th birthday.
Good Lord. He's
Oh
that
yes,
young?
and
Oh,
yeah, this film. Oh yeah, this film was a huge success when it came out. It's considered to be one of the most successful comedies of the 80s. One of the best horror comedies in my book, and it's led to. It was a huge pop culture hit. It led to video games, toys, and animated series, and of course sequels. One, like I said, another sequel is coming out this month that I'm very pumped for. And
2 animated series: the fake Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And of course, the video games. Just make sure you avoid the one on the Atari 2600. I've seen footage; it looks horrible.
I had that one.
Hey, Chris.
I had that one. It sucks.
Oh, check this out, Don. Did you know that Ghostbusters wasn't the original title? It was going to be Ghost Smashers and other names due to the Filmation show of the same name. That's right. Before the movie came out, there was a television show that was called Ghostbusters, but it had no relation to the movie. It was, completely different story, different plot, different setting. It was not exactly the same. I think it was from the late 70s, I think that came out.
And Ghost Smashers. That sounds like the Incredible Hulk would have been on the team. Like,
Yeah,
just
kind of
smash.
does.
Nice. And so this was written by 2 of the actors in this film, Dan Aykroyd and the late Harold Ramis. And Dan Aykroyd, he was one of the original SNL cast members. Yeah, he was one of my favorite comedic actors. And I was impressed to learn that he has Asperger's syndrome. He's on the spectrum like me and Nick.
I
Oh,
think
really?
I knew that.
Really?
Actually. I think I knew that.
Oh yes.
Me too.
So yeah, that's another great thing that autism brought into the world. That along with Pokemon and Teslas. Yes,
That's
Elon Musk
right.
is too.
and
Which
they
incidentally, speaking of Pokemon, my son is about to reach an achievement in the Pokemon world. He is only 3 Pokemon away from literally catching them all. Like throughout all the different games and everything, he has some game, I don't know what it is, where he combined them all and all the Pokemon he caught he's got 3 left and he has every one of them.
Wow,
Whatever that
Incredible.
I have no idea.
And I've seen like the original SNL. Like my dad introduced me to it back then, so I've seen a few Dan Aykroyd skits, and he's hysterical. And also Bill Murray. I mean, do I even need to say more?
That original cast of SNL, in my opinion, was the best cast.
I agree.
I mean, you couldn't have had any better. I grew up watching them in the 70s.
Yep. We used to watch it every week.
Every Saturday night.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the name of the show.
That's right.
And yeah, there were like people were saying in the comments, there are tons of huge names that were attached to this movie. There was also, let's see, Sigourney Weaver, who have been a huge fan of her character in the Alien franchise, Ellen Ripley.
Mm-hmm. Rick Moranis.
Wasn't she also in Avatar 2 later in her life? The Avatar movie?
Yes, that's right. Oh yeah, that's true.
John Belushi and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, and also,
Eddie
believe it or not, John Candy was even originally offered to be one of the original Ghostbusters actors.
That would have been a different movie.
Supposed to be among one of the guys.
That would have.
I think he already was involved in a movie project already, so unfortunately he was unable to do it. However, that didn't mean that he never had any involvement with Ghostbusters, because obviously right after the movie came out, they made that music video where they had all these different stars, like they cameo appearances, and one of them was John Candy, who says Ghostbusters. So he may have not been in the movie, but he was able to still make a cameo appearance in the music video.
George Wendt was in that too, the guy that played Norm on Cheers. That just popped into my head when you said that.
Yeah, well,
he was in the movie.
I saw.
No, he was in the video.
Yeah,
the video. Okay.
Lewis.
Well, I saw something come across Facebook. You know, it was one of those articles because the new movie's coming out about how what was his name, Ron Jeremy.
Oh yeah, he made an appearance,
a cameo appearance in the original Ghostbusters movie,
and it stuck out to me when I rewatched it earlier today.
Me too.
I'm about to go back and watch it now.
Check this out. What Chanel just said. He's an ex. Oh, wait, it's not Ghostbusters, but
no, it's not Ghostbusters.
Okay, not that great. Yep. Two great Canadians.
There's also Ernie Hudson, who played Winston. I thought that's one of the biggest roles he's known for. I liked him in this and also in The Crow. So yeah, Ernie Hudson has had a pretty weird career. He's been in like some good things and some that were not so good. Like, to name things that were not so good, he was in a this really bad shark movie from 1999 called Shark Attack, and then he had a bit part in Dragon Ball Evolution.
Well, he was just on a TV show too. Well, he still is on a TV show, the new Quantum Leap series.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't watch that show yet, but I hear that he's in it.
Yep.
Oh, here, Jeremy's saying he's highly underrated. I can agree with that. Yes.
Yeah. He seems like a great guy. I mean, I know somebody that knows him personally, and she's always said that he was a great guy.
Awesome.
So
yeah, they definitely picked the right people for this movie. You know, and when you guys said Rick Moranis earlier, I remember first seeing him in what was it? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That was the first one I saw.
Oh. Yeah, the same. I used to love that movie.
First time I saw him was on SCTV.
Yeah.
Didn't they make like 3 of those?
Yeah. What was it? What did he do in there? He was with that other guy.
Dave Thomas.
Yeah, Dave Thomas.
The
Strange
Baseball.
This movie was
the Mackenzie brothers.
This movie was done in 3 beers and it looks good, eh?
What's funny about
Take off,
Honey,
eh?
I'm just gonna throw this out. What's funny about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, by the way, was that
I forgot about Strange Brew.
Story screenplay was actually written by Stuart Gordon, who was known to direct, had directed several horror films throughout the 80s, H.P. Lovecraft ones like Reanimator, From Beyond, Castle Freak, a number of those movies.
Strange Brew, that's where Spuds McKenzie came from.
It was probably one of the even though he didn't direct it, it was probably one of the very few family-related movies that he made, that he had some involvement with.
Right.
Strange Brew was kind of the first Wayne's
That
World.
deaf over yonder, eh?
It was also considered like the first Wayne's World, if you think about it, because it was a skit that those two did on SCTV before it turned into a movie. Just like Wayne's World was a skit on Saturday Night Live.
I watched Strange Brew more times than I should have.
It was a good movie. I really got to pee.
we found this roach in this bottle, and you're supposed to get like free beer for life.
They got stuck in the beer tank, and the only way to get out was to drink it all. And Dave Thomas was all big and bloated, going, "I really got to pee." Or maybe it was Rick Moranis. I forget which one was all bloated.
You guys like the 90s era of SNL with Mike Myers, Chris Farley, Chris Rock, Adam Sandler,
Yes.
Will Ferrell.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I can already
classic.
answer for Tom because he knows how to live in a van down by the river.
My name is Mick Foley. I am a motivational speaker, and I live in a van down by the river.
Oh my gosh, Jeremy's written an essay.
Yeah. Been through many actors before setting on the fabulous six that they got. Michael Keaton, Chevy Chase, Tom Hanks, Robin
No
Williams,
way.
Steve Guttenberg, Richard Pryor, Jeff Goldblum, Julia Roberts, Kelly LeBrock,
Wow.
Christopher Lloyd, John Lithgow, Christopher Walken, Gregory Hines, Reginald Vel Johnson, Sandra Bernard, John Candy. The list goes on and on.
Could you
Right.
imagine
They
Ghostbusters
did-
starring Christopher Lloyd and Christopher Walken?
I was about to
Good
say
Lord.
Christopher Walken. Can you imagine?
I could see Lloyd. I could
That
see
would be
Lloyd.
like so
I don't know
awkward.
I can't
Yeah.
Remember, don't cross the streams.
the movie. I've seen him in a movie. If you guys seen this one, he was in a movie the year before Ghostbusters, 1983, which is one of my favorites. Is the Dead Zone, David Cronenberg movie.
Right.
So
Stephen King.
Did you see Cronenberg?
Oh, and what you mentioned, Reginald Val Johnson. Yeah, Carl Winslow. Yeah, he actually did make an appearance in this. He was like
was a
one of the
cop.
jailers.
I think he was
Oh,
in
really?
2 as well. I think he
Yep.
was in Ghostbusters 2 as well.
And yep, he's also known for Die Hard. Yeah, he was
Yep.
a cop in Die Hard.
He's always playing a cop. What is that?
Yeah,
Always is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've noticed that about him.
even in the sitcom.
Yeah.
That's his
He's a
thing.
cop.
imagine how different the dynamic of the movie would be if any of those were in that.
Yeah, I have to say, like Jeremy's right. The chemistry that they had together was just incredible. They were just perfect for the role and each
What?
other.
Paul Rubin was supposed to be in it too? Are you serious?
What?
Ooh.
I could see him
man.
taking over Rick Moranis' spot. That would be.
Yeah, that'd be the
I'm
only
the keymaster.
Oh yeah, and you know who else was in Die Hard? William Atherton, who played Walter Peck in this. Yeah, he played the
Yeah,
news
really?
reporter.
He
Yeah.
always plays a
One's
dick.
sitting in the back.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
He was
Well,
in,
it's true. That's
Real
what I heard.
Genius, too.
Paul Rubens was supposed to be Gozer.
Wow.
Well, I
What?
guess I could kind of.
Wow.
You know what? I would
Okay.
only accept that as if he was wearing the Pee Wee suit, though.
Oh,
Because I wouldn't want to see him in that suit that Gozer had. No.
Yeah. There was always this one part of this film that freaked everybody out when they were
It had a
kids
spike on
watching this, and it was this character right here, one of the terror dogs.
Oh, the
Oh.
Terror Dogs.
Ooh.
They
It didn't
didn't.
bother
yeah.
me.
They look,
Great,
I guess,
great
creepy
practical
back then, but now it's like.
But I wasn't a kid when I watched it, so it didn't bother
Yeah.
me either.
Looked like
I
a
was-
character
oh, yeah.
right out of Spawn.
Right,
I often
yeah, right when
wondered
it
if
goes. Oh yeah, I never
often
forget the
wondered
first.
if they were based off- Sorry, go ahead,
Yeah.
Don. Go ahead.
I was about to say, and I never forget when I first saw one of those when Sigourney Weaver opens her fridge and it shows a ghostly dimension and it shows that thing growling with the word Zool in her and then she slams it shut. Yeah, I mean, hey, I mean, to me, it's not that big of a deal anymore. I mean, same sort of thing happened to my oven last week. And now it's like a portal into the upside down.
Yep. Well, you know, my microwave, I can see into Pee Wee's Playhouse. So it all kind of rounds out.
Here's what Jeremy said. He was going to be a business suit wearing Gozer before they went with the woman who did become Gozer. Ruben's look for the movie ended up being what became Chandler in Afterlife.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Chandler,
suit.
But,
Chandler Bing.
yeah, and no, let's see. Yeah, Bill Murray was just perfect for this role, and I just really liked the kind of like connection that he had with Sigourney Weaver's character. I feel like they're, that the way they played off as a couple in that movie was pretty
Yeah.
pretty. I like that.
Yeah.
And then the
just
banter
his-
they had.
I can tell, Jeremy.
We're all good.
and just like his level of sarcasm, like he's known, Bill Murray's known for his sarcasm, but he just takes it to a whole new level.
Now there was something I noticed this time when I rewatched the movie that I'd never noticed before, and it was piss poor editing on their part. It's in the beginning when you get a shot of down at the street, but you see one of the hellhound statues. Well, part of them,
terror dogs.
Yeah, and well, first off, the street is way too close to it, so the perspective is off. But that's not even it. I'm gonna share something here, and I want you to bring it up when I get it.
Look how prepared Tom is. Who is this guy?
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Here.
So it
Oh,
doesn't
there it
look
is.
like much here, but if I zoom in on the tooth, you can see the yellow lines of the
Oh,
street
wow.
Oh,
right
right
through
through
the
it.
tooth,
Yeah.
and you can see the white line coming through here.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're absolutely correct on that.
I was like,
Wow.
wow, man. What the
Check
heck,
it
guys?
wow. I
80s,
didn't even know.
different era.
Oh, well,
I got
thing
one
is, it
worse than
could-
that with Candyman.
oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, to be fair, it could be like this is from like one that converted into HD. I mean, when you convert things to HD, there are still like some of the mistakes that you were not noticeable in poor camera quality back in the 80s are noticeable today. Like for example, like in Sleepaway Camp, for instance, there was one shot where the killer was supposed to be all shadowed, but now in the 4K quality version, you can clearly see the face, and it's a boy in a wig.
Well, that's because of
Well, there was one other.
the way those
One-
movies were shot back then, and you got high definition TVs. Yeah, it's going to be easy to see that stuff nowadays.
Well, there was
This
one
is-
other
And the
inconsistency.
screens are like this big in your living room, 65 plus inches in your living room nowadays.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
at the
that's-
end,
that's
and I've
true.
always noticed this, after Sigourney Weaver comes out of the rock form of that creature that she was, she doesn't have any marshmallow on her because she was protected by that shell of that creature that she was. When they go down to the street, she's
in
got
her
a
hair.
bunch of marshmallow in her hair.
Mhm.
It's like, what?
Well, could be because she was hugging Bill Murray.
Stay
You don't know.
marshmallow,
On the
man.
top of her head?
never
And
know.
he didn't have much on him either.
I'm
really.
glad I've got a filter right now. 'Cause,
Oh, my mind's going places.
Yeah.
Like, what was
Oh,
that
yeah.
elevator ride down? Well, no, the elevator wasn't working. They had to take the stairs up. So,
Yep.
that's a long
Two
way.
flights.
Fell off the building.
Oh,
something like that.
but
You're talking about
Yeah, that
mess ups on movies. No, I went to the movies and seen Candyman, one of the Candymans. I don't remember which one it was, but we're into the whole show, and all of a sudden they're talking, and you see the boom mic come down in the screen while they're talking. It's like, what the hell? It's like they just ruined the whole freaking movie. It took
That's
it
their
completely out of the
Starbucks
story.
cup.
yeah, I've noticed that
That's
mistake in a few of
bad.
those. Yeah.
There was actually, I could think of another movie that did
Was that the
It was actually
remake,
another-
John?
No, it was one of the originals.
Really?
There was another movie
I'm
I
not
could think
Two,
of.
maybe.
There was another movie that did almost something similar like that. It was also another supernatural horror film. And believe it or not, it was actually one of the Amityville films, Amityville 2, The Possession, when the supposed entity is following the main character throughout the house, the POV shots. And at one point, while the camera is moving like across the ceiling, if you look real carefully, like in the corner of one of the rooms, you could actually see a crew member's shoes, like feet standing in the corner. Hey, what's
Hey,
up,
Anna.
Anna?
Hey,
Good
Anna.
to see you. Yeah. So yeah, covering a real classic today.
So wait, I got to go back with Jeremy. Like when Lewis went down the elevator to escape the dog and ran out of the building. Seconds later, the dog fell. The dog patiently used the elevator too.
He waited for the other one.
Can you
That
imagine
would be
having
a cut scene.
ride?
I just see the dog. I really like this song. It's a good song.
Not to mention if somebody else was in the elevator with it.
Yeah, right.
I watched Poltergeist as a kid.
Hey, how you doing?
Poltergeist. Now that's another one I would love to cover.
I was gonna say we need to cover that. We haven't covered that one yet. Hey, Lawrence in the house.
Hey, Lauren. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're covering something that's pretty much a staple to all our childhoods.
and obviously an iconic movie for our paranormal community. So it's an icon of itself in a way.
Oh yes, and I swear this movie. I swear this movie's been referenced in like so many things, almost everything. But my favorite way but my favorite way that Ghostbusters was referenced was in season 2 of Stranger Things in the Halloween episode, where all 4 of the boys just went as Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and you would know, Nick, if you watched the show.
Yes, I know.
I did.
I'm getting started on it finally. Just bear with me.
I've tried watching it a few times, I just can't get into it.
They hooked me in when they were playing Dungeons and Dragons, like right off the bat. I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah, that's kind of what got me interested in watching it.
I feel bad saying that.
Oh yeah, hope Hannah.
It's just viewers, everyone quiet. All of a sudden, Don and Nick are the only ones talking about Ghostbusters because maybe everyone is super afraid of the background I have.
You do look like a super fan, Nick.
Yeah, I was supposed to put that out.
Gotta have the logo up.
Yeah, hey, I love it, man. It's awesome. But,
I wanted to ask a question, actually, if that's all right, Don. I just wanted to ask everybody what scene they remember as a kid was really, really scary for them. For me, it was the library scene when the ghost comes after them. Like it switched from like the nice ghost lady to the terrifying thing. That really scared me. What about you guys? Like, what was your scariest scene?
All right, get her.
Yeah.
You can see, was it Dan Aykroyd? Right before that happens, he when they going after him, he turns his head and closes his eyes like he knows the fan or whatever is fixed to hit him. If you take a look at that,
that's interesting.
I think the first time you see the terror dogs, I think that's what kind of freaked me out the first time. Because you didn't expect them to look. I mean, yes, you saw them as statues at first, but you didn't actually expect them to see the way they actually looked like in their true form. Which I actually kind of wondered. Speaking of which, the terror dogs are supposed to be based on legendary creature hellhounds or black shucks of the UK. I often wonder that.
Yeah,
I never really got scared at any point.
No,
I was 12 and I was already watching Friday the 13th and all that stuff. I was already big into horror movies, so
yeah. And I mean the scariest thing in it wasn't scary, but the scariest thing was the cab driver. Really,
that's
cool. Yeah,
that's what Jeremy said. Ghosts in the cab scared him.
Yeah. I forgot
Real quick.
about that.
What Lauren here said. Took a bad fall.
My lights just flickered in the office.
Oh man, yeah. Hope that gets. And I was. Anna, she's been dealing with a sprained wrist. Hope she's doing better.
So you said your lights just flickered, Donald?
Yeah, the lights in my office here just kind of dim down and come back on. Maybe one of the spirits that are here. Maybe Dole.
Maybe.
Yep. Oh, here. To answer your question, Billy, next week we are covering Leprechaun 2 because it's going to be St. Patrick's Day. So every Tuesday before St. Patrick's Day, we got to cover a Leprechaun movie.
Is that The Bride?
Yeah,
yes.
Leprechaun 2.
Oh, God.
My favorite
I know.
was the third one, though.
Oh, yeah. Bear with us because
when I first saw this, oh my God, Chris.
Do what, Don? What'd you say, Don?
I was saying, I know the second one is not everybody's favorite, but bear with us. Next year, we will get to the third one.
Was that in the hood?
No, that was on
Las Vegas.
Okay, I don't guess I've seen that one. I kind of quit watching them after 2.
The best limericks in that one from the Leprechaun.
Now, Jeremy makes a good point. They took the comedy aspect out of it. It would have been a great horror film.
Yeah, I mean, I do consider this horror comedy. I mean, I feel like this is right up there with Army of Darkness, Gremlins, and let's see. Oh, yeah. And Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I thought that was hilarious, too. Yeah. And not only that, but this coming out in 1984. I mean, Ghostbusters. I mean, that's probably the biggest year in 80s cinema. I mean, some of the biggest staples of 80s cinema came out in just that year alone. I mean, you look at that year, 1984, there's Terminator, there's Gremlins, there's Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. Oh yeah, first PG-13 movie, Red Dawn.
And 85 had a lot of pretty iconic movies too.
Loved
Like
Red
in
Dawn.
that couple year radius, there was the mid 80s, we'll say, there was a lot of really great movies, music, TV. It was an awesome time to be.
MTV
I agree.
started right
80s
around
were the
that
best.
era too.
Although sadly, 1984 was also the same year when pretty much the golden age of the slasher craze came to an end, because everyone always thinks it's the full decade, but really the golden age of the slasher genre really was from 1980 all the way up till 1984. After that, there was kind of a big breakup in the mid 80s, which was mainly just the sequels, and then shortly after that, the genre just apparently died.
Didn't Nightmare on Elm Street come out in 85?
No, that was 84.
Was it 84? I could have swore it was 84.
That still has been
Second
bugging
one
me.
did. Second one did was 85.
No, yeah, it was 84. So I was 9 when I went to see that.
I
Wow.
remember that movie.
And another thing too, I should bring up, and I've told Don this. Funny enough, another interesting fact about 1984 and actually Ghostbusters. 1984 was also the same year that my former high school had their very first homecoming video, and because Ghostbusters was so incredibly popular, they were trying to think, well, what can we do for like our first ever homecoming video? And there was a student who, at that time, unlike today, like where you could find them on YouTube, he found Billy Hellraiser was 1987. But what was funny was that, obviously, again, unlike what we can find today on YouTube, back then it was rare to find. He found a rare instrumental version of the Ghostbusters theme song. And what he did, what they used for the music video, they used it, but instead of calling it Ghostbusters, they called it Giant Busters.
Wow.
That's not even the right amount of syllables.
No.
It was for homecoming. It was just, I've seen the video, although, well, sadly now it's been 40 years since it's, they filmed it. Sadly, some of the staff members that were part of it have passed away since, but it was still, at that time though, it was still a good video for its era. I mean, I'm sure other high schools have done, videos even earlier than that, but this was the first for our high school.
See, they should have hired that really cool video editor from This Is Tom's World. Go ahead, put it up. Put it up. I said it. Put it up.
I was wondering when you were going to sneak that in there, Tom.
Go on.
It was
I was patiently waiting.
It was.
There we go. By the way, talking about 80s movies, does anybody remember Flight of the Navigator?
Yes.
Yeah,
Paul Rubens
that
did the
just
voice of the
popped up
ship.
in my head. Yeah,
Pee Wee Herman did the voice of the ship.
Really?
Yep.
that's awesome. Yeah.
That was a great movie, actually.
Like
Where the
when you
kid came up
showed.
missing?
I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, he was missing for like 10 years or something like that.
No way.
Yeah, well, in the movie.
In the
like
movie.
when he got on the ship and he came back,
Sorry.
10
yeah.
years had passed.
Okay, yeah.
Does anybody ever
And-
remember Daryl?
Daryl, yeah. It stood for something, and I can't remember what it was.
He was a robot.
Yeah.
Escaped out of a military base.
Yep.
If it's an 80s movie, you're not going to stump me on it. So
I was about to say, Nick has disappeared into the logo.
Wait, but what's going on there?
Looks like a knife or something.
Hey, it looks like a
my
Minecraft knife.
Oh my god.
He's got a ghost.
Yep, I remember Witness. Harrison Ford. Yes.
Oh yeah, Witness, yeah.
I first saw like a segment, like a small snippet of that movie when it was on TV. When I was about 6 years old, my parents like had it on. They didn't know I was in the room when it happened, but yeah, like for years that scene alone, I remembered where this guy was like drowned in corn, like instead of a silo, and years until like recent years, I've been able to finally come across that. I'm like, I saw the I'm looking at good Harrison Ford movies. I saw Witness, and it showed that scene. I'm like, oh my god, this is it. So even 6 years old, I still remember. No, I wasn't traumatized. Hey, if I can handle Jaws, I can handle that.
True.
Yeah, my mother went and seen Jaws with my uncle, her brother, when it first came out, and said she had to leave
1975.
because the shark biting scene where it bit somebody in half or something. Blood made her sick.
Wow.
Yep.
I only know the year it came out because it's the year I was born.
I don't know. It's on.
Yeah, because my dad saw it in theaters when he was in high school. I was telling these guys this before, Donald.
Say that again.
I said, I was telling these guys before, Donald, that my dad saw Jaws when he was in high school.
Yep. And
it's
I
an old
didn't see
favorite
because I was being born.
Yeah, it's a family favorite.
I
was a
watched
little
it
busy.
expecting, this is back, I was already watching horror movies. And I watched it expecting, something really gruesome, gory. And I was like, I guess for the day, it was pretty big. But, when you consider watching in the 80s, it's like, okay.
Yeah, you had a ghost on your screen while you were gone, Nick. There was something going on. We couldn't figure out what the heck it was.
What did you guys see?
It was, I don't know. It was on your screen. It was like it looked like a staff or something. I don't know what the heck it was.
Was it like lighting up or anything like that, or
it was just constant?
Because
I
do
like part of your chair or something.
Oh, you sent me. Okay, I saw that you sent a picture. Let's see what you're talking about, Nikki. Because I had to run upstairs for a quick second. Yeah.
I love it when Nick comes out, like when he comes back.
Comes out of
because it's like a 3D effect that goes on. It's like you're gonna like jump out of the screen.
I scared you that one time.
Right.
No, you know what that is? You know what it actually is? I didn't want to reveal it until next week, but it's probably my St. Patrick's Day lights.
Nice.
No, it's that thing right behind you, right behind your head right now.
Yeah.
That's
That.
what it is.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Oh,
What is that?
shamrocks.
They're shamrocks.
Shamrock.
Yeah.
The
Oh, here.
hanging
Good on you, man. Getting your first subscriber. Hey, you just keep at it, man. You'll build your channel up.
You're on a long road, but it's fun.
It is a good time. But what did I think about the Jaws sequels? Second one is decent. Third one's bad. Fourth one is the worst.
Yeah.
But they probably beat Sharknado.
3D one Nick can't be 3D if it's a podcast.
Can you imagine if we had like virtual reality, just watching Nick?
Yeah, like coming out
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Being in Nick's like basement with the lights, like
Oh yeah.
that would be so cool.
Yeah, the fourth one was a Christmas movie to boot. That's right, Jeremy.
So Jaws came out with
Jaws?
a Santa hat on, and
No.
Oh God, don't even
Tell me
remind.
no.
There's a movie they made with something like that. It's even worse than that, right, Don?
Yeah. Wait. A movie worse than Jaws: The Revenge? Is that what you're saying?
Santa Jaws. There you go. That's the movie I'm talking about.
Wow.
That one's so dumb. That's so dumb.
Okay. I can just imagine that.
Yeah, it was sci-fi that made it, the Sci-Fi Channel.
but how would the kid sit on his lap? He doesn't have one.
Yep. Here, Billy's asking if we would cover another Dan Aykroyd film, Nothing But Trouble, which is a horror comedy.
That was a great movie too.
Yeah, it was.
Is that where he runs a hotel?
No, it's he plays a judge,
Yeah.
and Chevy Chase and Demi Moore get pretty much stuck there for a while. And Alan Hale is in that too, isn't he? Doesn't he play like somebody in there? I think.
Don, Jeremy's
Not
going to
sure.
hop on for just a minute. He has something he wants to share.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
This is exciting.
He's going to
Drum
come
roll.
on and say, "Everybody go to This Is Tom's World and subscribe."
Oh,
That's
man.
right, Tom.
Yep.
And you can get
Too.
merch at Tom's World as well.
That's
Okay,
right.
I'm going to have to change that again because now it's said a third time.
See? But I didn't say it.
man.
Tom.
Oh, it's just been said. Okay, I see.
No,
Can
the
you
comment.
imagine? Can you imagine
Yeah.
if Jeremy came on
Oh.
and he had like the hat, the t-shirt,
Oh my God.
the hoodie? He'd be like, "Yeah,
He's gonna be
Well,
jacked out his
Tom's
Ghostbusters
World."
stuff.
The 12 Days
Yeah,
of
he's gonna
Jaws.
check himself with Ghostbusters stuff.
No, the comment below.
Merry Jaws.
Oh, yeah. Well,
God.
hey, Cousin G, I want to say, Cousin G, I'm glad you're not giving up, and you're not giving up on your YouTube. Just keep on trying because that's what I did.
Nope.
Yo,
Never give up.
Yeah.
Keep posting videos, no matter how dumb you think they are. Other people will like them and they'll watch them.
This is true because I've seen some of this crap that my kids watch. Like my granddaughter. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like they watch this guy just like roaming around in the woods in the Philadelphia area. It's like
we just showed up. Here we go.
I've seen
Yay.
videos
There you go.
of kids playing, or all you see is hands working and making Play-Doh, adult hands. I was like, what are y'all watching?
So what do you got to share, Jeremy?
Well, first of all, Tom Allen Hale, Skipper. That's who you.
Yes. Yeah, I know, but wasn't he
Oh,
in?
yes,
Wasn't he in Nothing But Trouble? Like he played one of the one of the like real heavy set like grandkids or whatever. What wasn't that him?
What are we talking about?
Like here,
I'll find
it and I'll show you.
I've got it here. Just a second.
Real old.
They talked like babies and they kind of looked like giant babies.
In that movie, yeah.
Look who's talking.
No,
No.
Nothing but
Oh,
trouble.
he's talking about Nothing But Trouble. I got it up here.
Okay.
Right now, the only one that comes to mind is, I want to say Dan Aykroyd.
Actually, it's Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, Demi Moore. And don't ask me, but then it looks like there was a couple other Aykroyds in this movie as well, but I don't see Alan Hale.
Oh.
Dan Aykroyd was the grotesque looking
Old
judge
man.
or
Yeah.
whatever he was, right?
Yeah, he was the old guy, the judge.
But there was
Alan Hale. No, I don't.
I don't see his name, but I see 3 other Aykroyds on here. Daniel Baldwin was also in it.
Oh, really?
Now I do know that Alan Hale had been in a bunch of cowboy movies.
Oh yeah. So was his father.
Oh, Jeremy, somebody said that you look like Jack Black.
Yes, Sati.
Oh, yes, Santi.
I can't see that.
You can say
You
that.
kind of do. You kind of do.
Jack Black is one of the ones that I get compared to a lot.
You know what hot
So
dog
cool.
tastes
I'm
like a
sorry.
piece of wood. Who are you gonna call Ghostbuster?
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It hasn't been made yet. We can make it and get rich as hell.
So what I want to share with you guys, this right here, this was the, as far as I know, very first Ghostbusters that was put on DVD. It's a collector's edition. And the disc itself just looks cool as hell. The way that they designed it.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
man. You
And
put that back up.
There is a special feature on there where, you know how sometimes you can watch the movies with closed captions, or you can watch it with the commentator from the directors, producers, and the actors. Well, this one here actually has a subtitle on it that has all kinds of facts of what was done for this movie, what was originally considered for this movie.
Kind of like pop-up video.
That's cool.
All the way through this thing. It talked about how Dana's apartment, that it was actually a matte painting. They talked about how they used how many thousands of gallons of shaving cream to do the marshmallow there at the very end of the movie. All kinds of really neat information that you can read while you're watching the movie.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah,
That's
it,
really impressive.
it is so awesome, and it's the original release on DVD. It was actually one of the first DVDs I've ever had, and it is so cool the way that they did this. I wish they would do this for a lot of other movies, but they don't.
Right.
There's only 3 that I can think of right offhand that do this. And I think it just adds to the experience of watching Ghostbusters, that you get to read how some of that magic was made and what they were planning on doing, but ended up not doing.
The name of those 2 characters I was talking about was Bobo and Little Devil.
I was just
And
thinking of
Bobo was actually played by Dan Aykroyd.
Yep.
They're like
And,
two mutant adult babies. And anyway, I had to look it up because I knew what I was talking about, but it wasn't Alan Hale. Just looked like him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and yeah,
So
and
that's why I wanted to come on here and show this to you guys. So if you're able to get
awesome.
this specific
That's
edition,
Yeah.
you're able to get. You're able to get this specific edition. It's the collector's edition. I don't know what year it was put out.
Look it up on eBay.
Has all kinds of wonderful information on it about the movie.
Wow, that's amazing.
$800. I need to go dig in the storage.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of Disney VHS.
I got a bunch of
sell.
Yeah, I got a bunch of old VHS tapes.
Yeah, but the thing
So do
about
I.
VHS tapes, if they're not stored properly,
No, not stored properly.
What I said
by the
earlier-
time you get to them, the VHS, the tape inside the cartridge will deteriorate over time.
Well, Joe, when I was talking before we went on live, when I told you I had all those weather documentaries and stuff, they're all VHSs, and I still have been able to keep them in good shape. And these tapes were made like 25, 30 plus years ago, and they still work as they did those years ago. So I kept them in a good area, in a good storage.
You gotta store them properly, and if they're not stored properly, that's what's going to happen over time.
Yep.
Well, not only that, you also need to make sure how you set them, because if you got them laying down, then the tape will crinkle down on each other.
Right.
No, they're on a bookcase, so they're standing upright, like the way they're supposed to. So I have them, and I can't say for sure. I mean, like I said, they've been made like 25, 30 years ago. I'm hoping that they can continue on for the next 25, 30 years, but of course I can't say that for sure. But they would be, believe it or not, quite valuable. But because these are rare documentaries, that many of these were never even made, like were ever transferred to DVD or got any anniversary edition.
I got a few of those.
That's why I keep them. That's why I'll never sell them, because they're rare. They're rare videos.
Hold on, guys. I want to bring up this. I want to bring up this question here. If you were a ghost extra, what type of ghost would you be?
I'd be the Marshmallow.
I was a ghost extra.
Oh, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be the Marshmallow Man, because he's the one that gets to create all kinds of destruction and destroy buildings.
Slimer.
The only one that's kaiju size.
We have to pick from like the ghost or in the movie, or we can come up with our own, or
It could be anything.
Could be movie, could be anything in general.
Any
I guess.
ghost.
What?
I'll come back and throw things at people.
Well, while you guys are thinking on that, I'm going to go ahead and see myself. I just wanted to come out and share that DVD and share the information about that for you.
Cool.
Thanks,
Jeremy.
come back there.
Take care,
See
Jeremy.
you, Jamie.
And Hannah, I do see
got this smell
a
like,
little bit of juice. I do see a little bit of juice.
Oh my God. Be a corn cob ghost.
Pickle goes.
I heard Kate say she took it right out of my head.
Tom, I can already
Pickle
see
ghost.
you haunting that that park area that you go to and
As a
continue
pickle.
filming. This is Tom's world over there.
This is Pickle Tom's world.
Yeah, he'd be a pickle.
Sorry, pickles and
rolled
pickles.
it.
with Sarah.
Yeah, and one of you, I think one or two of you said you would be like the Slimer ghost.
I would.
Yeah, Slimer. Yeah, that Slimer was apparently like meant to be inspired by I think Jim Belushi or John Belushi, one of the two. And apparently they just based that ghost on him. You know, just going
I
up
would
and
say
just.
John
I could see that after watching Animal House.
Yeah, I was just thinking his character in Animal House, that scene in the cafeteria.
Oh, Donald, you're right.
Slimer.
That
Oh,
That's cool.
I love it.
Slimer.
Well, he's
Well,
cute.
you know what's
He is
funny
cute.
about Slimer was that was not even his original name. They didn't know what to think of a name for that ghost. Originally, he was just simply called the Potato Ghost because he was shaped like a potato in a way.
But it's that one line that did it, I'm sure.
That's
Not
correct.
doing anything
Yeah.
weird. Slimer.
Slimed me.
He's slimy.
Aw. Can you imagine if you just Can you imagine if he just had a normal name, like his name was John?
Bob.
Bob.
That's
Yeah.
right, Jeremy. Scott Smith has a Slimer REM pod. I remember seeing that. He's got a REM pod of Slimer.
Ah, yeah.
Lauren.
Did he get it from me?
Going around saying this is Bob's world.
Just whispering
Right
it
on
in
your car.
people's ears.
YouTube.com.
Yours too?
Yes.
Yours is a REM pod too, Tommy?
More.
Yes, I built this.
Oh my God,
What?
that is amazing.
That is cool.
Cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's got lights. Oh, that is cool.
It's
Love
like
it.
it's like E.T. and Slimer mixed together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I built
a little
these.
arc
Now I can't turn him off.
That counts as a mention because Lauren brought it up.
Yeah.
You're haunted.
Pretty
Now I
much.
can't turn him off.
Do you sell those, Donald? Because I think they would be really popular.
I actually have sold
I'd go
quite a
on.
few of these.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I've got
See that? You're so good at turning them on that you can't turn them off.
yeah, I got him off now. I made one out of Stay Puff. There's a Ghostbuster bear that I made one out of.
Oh.
Eileen Jones has that one.
Scott bought his
Oh,
from
yeah.
you too.
Okay.
Donald.
Okay.
I saw her Boo Bear.
I've made several Slimers. They're like all over the country.
That's awesome.
Oh wow.
The best one I've ever made was the motorcycle for Miranda Young. Did a
Oh, I know
Ghost
who
Biker.
she is.
Ghost Biker.
Yeah.
I made a replica of. I found a replica of her bike and put it on this pedestal with lights all
She
around
is
it.
one
It
hell
was,
of a
You could
woman.
make one out of a
Yeah.
rubber chicken, so instead of beeping, it just goes. That wouldn't be annoying at all.
I've had Miranda Young on
Not at
my
all.
Red eyes.
I did one with a wolf that had red eyes. A black
Oh, that'd
wolf.
be cool.
Well, now we know in case if Tom wants a REM pod of his own. Now we know we know how to make one for him.
That's
A
right.
rubber chicken one.
Send me, hey,
Well, I'll tell you what. Make it
I
a
can
red
make you-
one and put a BB3 TV symbol on the front.
I
Yeah.
can put
There you
a
go.
I can get a stuffed pickle.
There you go. That's-
Make one out
Oh,
of
and,
stuffed pickle.
I'm sure they have plushies versions of Pickle Rick. Actually,
Oh my God, Sarah just said it too. Pickle REM pod.
What's Pickle Rick look like?
Pickle Rick. I can show you exactly what he
pickle.
looks like. Wait a
Oh,
minute,
this
in
I
my
got it.
background.
Yeah.
Pickle with
eyes.
eyes.
As a background image.
Oh, there, pickle Rick. There
Yep.
it is.
Pickle Rick.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Tom, now you have to do the face, the close up, the chins.
No, mine. No.
We gotta put Tom's
You
eyes.
usually do like the close up with the pickle.
So,
I
I wanted to
really don't
mention,
feel like doing that right now. You know. Sorry. Gave a
Oh,
little
you're
bit.
saying
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I was gonna say this film also one of the staples of this film is the Ecto One. That's like one of the most like recognizable cars in movie history now. Yeah, which
And the
was
sound
basically
of
like,
Replicated too. You know how many I see that actually have their own version, but it looks just a lot like. I mean, they spent a lot of time with all the roof decorations and stuff for that. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
know there's at least 6 of them within 100 miles of me.
I have no idea what Hannah's talking about.
Did I miss something? Did you guys?
Not
I
to
don't know what they're
mention
talking about.
not to mention the mystery van is the other
Right.
one, the mystery machine.
Like zoinks.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
Exactly.
I've taken my I mean, I've been going with my niece and my nephews over to like car shows, and just about every car show I've been to, they always have an Ecto One there. Either that, or
Yep.
they have a one of the James Bond cars.
That's the sound they all have to have too.
Yep.
It's so iconic.
but
Love
it's the
it.
most replicated car out there,
I've got a few of those.
believe
that,
it or not.
I'm
I
in the
talked
process of
to-
building out of
to-
REM pods.
I talked to a guy
Good.
in I can't
I've
even
got-
remember what town it is. He's made
I've got
2 of them for
5
people.
over there.
There's
Ecto
actually
One
Red
go to when I go to ParasiteCon at Mansfield Reformatory, which I'm sure I'm going to be going back to later this year for ParasiteCon once again, but they actually have one of those replica cars there in front of the prison. And not only that, they also have they actually have like a huge blow up of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, which they put right in front of the entrance to the prison.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sarah said Scooby Gang and Ghostbusters might make a dull movie. I don't think so, because then like the Ghostbusters would come with their proton packs and kill somebody, and then they'd find out it was just old man Wiggins with the mask on.
That'd make a good horror movie. It'd make a good horror movie.
I didn't even think of that. Oh my god.
And then there would be a vendetta. Like it would be a whole thing after.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like last crossover I've seen Scooby Doo like was with Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah, that was cool. That was like a real child.
Oh, you saw it?
Well,
I haven't.
You saw it?
That sounds good.
I didn't see it, but I did see the trailer though. And I thought, you know what, that actually looks really cool. Like having two different generations come together. That looks really cool. And even still having the original voice actor who did Courage.
That's awesome.
You know those cartoons in the 60s when those came out, Scooby-Doo came out in the 60s?
Well, this was cartoon characters from the 60s, meaning cartoon characters from the late 90s.
Right, but over the years, that particular cartoon has had so many crossovers. I mean, early on, you had Burt Ward and Adam West playing Batman and Robin on Scooby-Doo as animated characters.
Yep.
And there was all kinds of guest stars on there.
Over the years, that's what I'm saying. They crossed over so much with Scooby-Doo over the years.
I know
I may be wrong. Was Kiss on there too?
Yes,
did do a Kiss one.
Sonny and Cher were on it.
Yep.
Even the Addams family were on it.
But
the Monsters,
for me, the biggest crossover of all time. Oh yeah, for me the biggest crossover of all time, as far as like pop culture, is Ready Player One, where especially the race scene, where they have all these different cars, including the Back to the Future car, including the
Ready
DeLorean.
Player One was a movie that was nothing but full of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Yes.
You watch that movie no matter how many times, and it's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. It's a great movie. I love it. I've seen it.
Howie?
I don't know how many times. I've lost count. But
Speed Buggy.
I watch it, I notice something different.
A lot of those old cartoons back in the day were the same characters, just made different.
Different roles, basically. They look
like
I was going to say they look exactly the same.
All the Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Yeah. I always loved the Wacky Races.
See you, Howie.
Hello, Ed.
Hey, Ed.
Yep. Oh, welcome back, Billy.
Well, the other, there. Oh my God! What? Oh my God! I got to share this quickly. Hang on, wait. Can you imagine Scooby-Doo coming to Children of the Corn?
Oh my God!
They'd be
like Scoob. All these kids are really weird.
How many kiddos?
Yeah.
They'd be massacred by them.
Oh, it's already.
They'd set them on fire in some kind of trap, and then they'd have popcorn.
Now, would they have would they have a corn maze where they were running through different spots and come out different spots? Like they always
well, they were.
I just had a great idea. That just gave me an idea.
Children of the Popcorn.
You want to do an episode of This Is Tom's World in a cornfield.
We have plenty of them around here around Halloween.
With a big old scarecrow right there.
Yeah. Crucified in a way.
Yeah.
Kind of jump back. Zoinks!
Yep. And Hannah, wanted to mention, you because I know Hannah's a big Supernatural fan, like that TV show. But there was I should mention Sam and Dean Winchester at one point were dressed up as Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah,
they were.
I've watched.
I love that.
Supernatural. I'm glad they're coming out with a new one.
You know what? I got to respond to this comment that Sarah just said. Nick will pop out. He's saying popping out of the corn. We actually tried doing a video like that when we were in Colorado last year, although it didn't go as planned. I mean, obviously, a lot of you guys know Jan. She was going to bring her daughter originally. We wanted to do a video because obviously, since we were traveling, especially a lot of areas where there were cornfields, we wanted to shoot a video in which Jeremy was going to run out of an area of corn. I probably would be filming, and her daughter was just going to run out like with some weapon or something like that. Say, here you go, folks. This is your real showing of the corn video.
Oh my gosh! Hey,
unfortunately, it didn't work.
Billy, why did you bring this up? Okay. Billy, why did you bring that show up? I hate that show so much.
I would remove that comment immediately if I could.
Don't see it. Don't ever see it. That show will destroy your childhood. Velma is horrible.
Oh yeah.
You've seen it, Nicky?
I like to. Did you, Tom? You're the type to watch this. Do you ever see Clerks?
Oh yeah,
Clerks
1 and 2. I haven't seen the third one yet.
Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. I think it might have been.
Yeah.
Where they're going to stop the movie, I think it was, and they were in that van, and they had that whole
Scooby-Doo thing going on.
The whole Scooby-Doo bit going on in the van.
Yeah,
that's how popular Scooby-Doo was. That Kevin Smith had to put them in.
Well, of course,
somewhere in his movie.
Of course, he would.
And I forgot to mention. You, I'm sure a lot of you have seen Bill Murray's, his character in Caddyshack, right? I heard that. Well, I researched and I heard that they were going to have his character featured in Ghostbusters, but that got scrapped.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, it would have been.
He's a Cinderella boy. Tears in his eyes, I guess. He's
he did that pretty well.
He's got about 300 yards, and he's going to use about a 9 iron.
Speaking of crossovers, it's something I'm surprised no one had said this when we've been talking at times about crossovers. It should be, of course, noted. That over a decade later, that Ghostbusters would, in a way, be a crossover in another movie, and that's undoubtedly Casper with Dan Aykroyd portraying as one of them in a brief cameo appearance.
Who are you going to call? Somebody else.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
I met the Dalai Lama, and the Dalai Lama said to me, he said, Gunga, 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 Gunga.
I mean, can you even imagine two of Bill Murray's characters meeting each other in just one movie? Like him just playing himself, like two different characters.
And then having the lounge singer come out.
Yeah. Vinkman meeting, Caddyshack. Like, oh my God.
Well, Dan Aykroyd actually, oddly enough, reprised a similar character in Caddyshack too. Only it was much less entertaining than Bill Murray's version. He played the groundskeeper who was like kind of slow and had like a speech impediment of sorts, and like same thing. It was all the same, but it wasn't as good as Bill Murray's. Right.
And for me, Ghostbusters, I just love all the dialogue of it. Like some of it is pretty witty. Like near the end where they were facing Gozer and before that, say encountering stairs, and they were like, "Wait, where did these stairs go?" And Vinkman's like, "Up."
They go up.
They just go up. That's it.
And also the insult that he made at Walter Packham when meeting in Mayor's office. That was legendary.
He called him Pecker.
It's true.
Well, no, I meant before that. Before he calls him that. Yeah, just call him.
It's true.
Yeah.
This man has no penis.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
That's what.
That was a serious.
Murray and Aykroyd did play homeless people, but that was cut apparently.
Oh, really?
Dead rising from the dead. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Take care.
I love that when he was explaining biblical proportions to the mayor. I just love that. Was like, wow, that was incredible. Yeah, see you, Thomas.
Billy has a question. See, would you want a Ghostbusters Men in Black crossover movie to happen? I don't know how that would work.
Or Men in Black and Scooby Doo.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that actually.
Another thing too, I got to bring up because I actually learned this from a few years ago.
Oh, maybe
all this like Groundhog's Day.
Well, if an alien dies, does he have a ghost?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, please have some.
So what I was going to say is I'm really surprised that no one knows about this, but all this talk about Ghostbusters actually had been an inspiration for another film director many years later. That although, Ghostbusters may not necessarily be a full horror film, it did, however, inspire who was the guy's name that directed the first one?
Ivan Reitman?
No. It was Oren Peli, who directed the for at least the first couple Paranormal Activity movies, and that Ghostbusters actually inspired. No, yeah, Ghostbusters actually inspired Oren to make the Paranormal Activity. He said even that movie, he was terrified of different like haunted house and ghost movies, and even Ghostbusters freaked the hell out of him when he saw it as a young child. So he, over 25 years later, he made the Paranormal Activity movie. So you can kind of say even Paranormal Activity is kind of a nod to Ghostbusters in a way, because that's where he got his inspiration from. That's I just said. Yeah, Ray had a cameo in Casper.
And there was another like little one line in the beginning of the movie when they were in the library, when they were before they saw the apparition, the full body apparition, that Ray's character actually goes, "Listen, you smell that?" I never noticed he said that until I rewatched it. Well, what the hell? What? How can you?
Yeah, something's
he smelled ectoplasma.
Ectoplasm,
yeah. Somebody blows their nose.
Then why did he say, "Listen"?
You want to keep it.
Yeah. It feels like a few things were like improvised in this film. I know that the whole crossing the streams was improvised. I know that like on the fly. But
you think about it, with the one from SCTV, the little Rick Moranis. And then you got the cast and Harold Ramis and all those guys they were all writers and there's SNL, Dan Aykroyd and them were writers.
Yeah.
SCTV, same thing. Harold Ramis and them were writers. There's going to be improvising. They're all comedians to boot.
Yeah.
They all did stand up early on in their careers before they got famous. So why not?
It was mentioned again.
I see.
I'd like to see what ended up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah,
that would be
if you had like a director's cut.
How
That would be
carried
awesome.
away those actors got with each other, because there was some practical jokes going on behind the cameras, or in front of the cameras and onto the cutting room floor.
That's a big Twinkie.
Yeah, that's
Jeremy's tablecloth pull in the Slimer scene was improvised because Bill wanted to crash the glasses on the table, and they left it in the film.
Right.
The flowers are still standing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Lord!
No one could do a tablecloth pull better than Jim Carrey in The Grinch. Like, that actually. The thing is, he didn't intend for that to happen like that. It was improvised. Him just running back and trashing it up like that, because he was supposed to pull the whole thing, all that stuff come off, but no. Like when he pulled that cloth, it just stood perfectly like that. They didn't expect that to happen. So what he did, he just ran back and just trashed that whole table. It was improvised. Here. Yes, that is true, Billy. Harold Ramis, who wrote Animal House.
Yeah. He also did Stripes.
Yep.
Stripes.
Your YouTube channel is getting so popular. I got to admit, this is probably the most amount of times your YouTube channel has ever been mentioned.
This is probably the most amount of times that your YouTube channel has been mentioned. I gotta say, it's you were doing the whole.
I think we should get it to 10. This is Tom's world.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Actually, that's very true. Where we are right now, this is Don's world.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, you said it already, so now we're up to 10.
You're in my world now.
Welcome to my world.
I just had to
Oh, that reminds me of
I just had to throw Freddy Krueger in there.
Back.
Yeah.
Oh, here. Billy, yes, we are planning on covering those movies. A little bit further down the road, we will.
Oh my God! Oh, Tom's World party time.
Hey, wait.
Oh my God!
Excellent.
Oh, here. Wait.
Oh my God! Wait for it. Oh damn!
Yeah.
I was gonna zoom in.
And
on
notice he wears a hat that has.
Oh my
Party time.
That's right.
Excellent.
Does that seem familiar?
Oh man.
And it's
Oh my
black.
God.
And there's your hat.
Oh wait, there it is.
Oh wait a minute! Here's a good crossover.
Ah.
This is Don and Tom's World.
Wow.
I went to Aurora, Illinois,
Chicago
on
and Philly.
Saturday just to get my picture taken wearing this hat. I did. Now my wife has to get it over the camera so that I can put it on a computer and share it, though.
There you go.
Love to cover
Ooh, Beetlejuice.
before the sequel comes out. That's not a bad idea.
I love that
Yeah.
glove.
I'll consider it. Yes.
Yeah, why not? It's a great movie.
I can't wear the hat.
Oh yeah. It's one of Tim Burton's best. Yeah, I love Tim Burton.
Donald, what hat was that?
That counts already. I already said this.
That was like a Freddy
That number
Krueger
was
hat.
yours, Nikki.
I think we should all wear hats now. I'm going to go and get one.
Very nice.
Yeah, I want
I
to
don't
get
wear
one
hats.
too.
I don't own a hat.
Let's
I don't
see.
have
1,
one.
2, 3. Okay, about half of. Oh, that is awesome! I love that, Donald. The Freddy Krueger glove.
Yep.
Damn.
Now you just need the striped sweater,
Oh, God.
the green and red striped sweater.
I've got. We did
Hang on.
well, we used to. We kind of got.
Oh.
We
No,
did
that
a
was 88.
haunted house for our fire department as a fundraiser every year. And
Oh,
it
okay.
went to number 13 till we had to shut it down early because the crowd just got too crazy. And
Here.
that pretty much killed our fundraiser for the future.
Oh man.
Billy, no, it was not 1984. That was 1988 that Beetlejuice came out.
Right.
I got the sweater, got the mask. We actually got one of those silicone masks.
Where did Tom go?
I'm here. I was just looking for.
Okay.
There you go, Tom.
hat that I had.
Someone else
Tom,
said it.
it's you. Nikki is you right now.
There you go.
Wait,
Wait, I can do
Nick.
that too.
Nick actually made this back.
You actually made that?
Yes.
Can we see
That-
it?
Oh,
Oh, wow.
so it's
That is
real?
awesome.
Are they metal?
Yes, they're aluminum though. They're
Oh,
not
okay.
sharp
cool.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's
I've been
awesome.
looking for. They used to sell metal ones
Very nice.
online, like real
You
bladed
can still
ones.
find them.
Yeah,
You
there's
can
some
get them
out there.
from like Halloween store for like $60. 60, no,
Yeah,
like
I would
75.
Check Bud K if they still
It's like-
exist.
See, surprisingly,
me personally, I mean,
we didn't sell anything
we-
like that at Spirit Halloween, so we didn't have those for whatever reason.
Our Spirit
Yeah, but-
Halloween had them in this big case, and it was like movie prop edition, I guess, and they were like really expensive. But I
Right,
just
yeah,
saw
like-
them this past year.
yeah, I personally would buy a real one online just so I could just be like this, like be like this.
Yes, they are.
I,
They
Don, I
are.
know you don't wear,
Reach out and touch someone.
Don, I know you don't wear hats, but Lauren suggested you should wear make a paper.
Don't say that.
Yeah, let's see. No.
How about no?
How about no?
How about
Those are
no?
hats.
You just don't get it, do you, Scott? You're quasi-evil. You're semi-evil. You're the Diet Coke of evil.
Zip, 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 zip,
Oh my
zip.
God,
Raw.
Jeremy, you're a dunce cat.
Right.
He's thinking.
Oh, my- James from Dead Meat had a Freddy glove, but he cut his finger. Oh yes, you know what? I saw that video a little while back. Yeah, like James Janice from the YouTube channel Dead Meats. He does all the kill counts for all the horror films.
Mhm.
He actually does have a razor glove, Freddy Krueger razor glove, like that he got was I guess the company that makes him just sent it to him because they were fans of the show. But yeah, when he was unboxing it, he actually cut his finger a bit on it. I mean, it was nothing serious, or it was. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was nothing serious. It was just something a simple Band-Aid was able to fix. You know, he and his he had his wife film the whole thing, so it was pretty cool. He had like the hat and the sweater on and everything for it. Yeah, it was awesome.
That would make it awesome.
I would still want one.
Yeah,
I would want one.
Going through the haunted house, because a lot of times I was the guide, leading everybody through, and just like sitting there, because I'm going backwards through the whole thing. After you go through it, because it's a maze kind of thing we built, you're kind of going backwards, and it's like, how do you back up? And you can't see where you're going. It's like, well, I've been through here 50 times, so I kind of know where everything is at. But it's crazy when they start running and going crazy. You got to like take and stick this thing behind you. Because if you don't, you want to. I mean, if it's not sharp, it's still pointy.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear you now. Like I worked at a haunted house. I was actually filming promotional videos for haunted houses, which they're a haunted house, which is
that's Nightmare.
Oh, I got that one. Yeah,
that's Nightmare.
I was about to say, what was that?
The original, the first one.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I was doing promotional videos for haunted house. Then those promotional videos on my channel, like I was so used. I've been filming like people's reactions and going through the house like so many different times. I knew it by heart. I like it was at the point where I was filming like a shot where moving backwards, and during that I was just moonwalking down the hallway. And one of my friends saw that on the security camera, and they were just like, Don.
Yeah, that was always a lot of fun.
And ironically, you say moonwalking, and Michael Jackson also wore one glove.
Yeah. Actually,
on the same hand.
It's funny. I was at work when I was at work earlier today. Somebody had mentioned that at one point. I had to like go in the back part of the office because I had to do some like training. And this guy who was there, he's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna moonwalk out of here."
Oh, here, Billy's asking this.
Yeah, I remember that Beetlejuice cartoon.
Yep,
Beetlejuice. Yes.
Which brings up another.
How many cartoons?
It's coming out this year.
That's right. Yeah. How many cartoons did you guys say that Ghostbusters had?
I think there were two.
Well, there was two, but I think there was a third one that came out like later on, but it didn't last long.
The main one was
like there was the first one that came out was the fake Ghostbusters, which is why they called the one that came out after the real Ghostbusters.
Yep.
But I think there was one long after that, but it didn't last long.
Extreme Ghostbusters.
Pretty bad,
Yes, that's right. I do remember one Ghostbusters cartoon when I was little, so I think that could be the real Ghostbusters. But I think that's what I saw back then.
That
like
was
in the fake Ghostbusters
was in the
real Ghostbusters. Yes. That was basically the main cartoon series of the Ghostbusters franchise, which ran from 1986 all the way up till 1991. So
I've got them on DVD somewhere.
And the fake Ghostbusters, the guy that was like the Ray character, was the same guy that did the voice for Freddy on Scooby-Doo.
Yeah,
but he did a crap ton of cartoon voices.
What was his last? Fred. You know what I'm talking about, Don? That famous voice actor, Fred. Because he just brought up the original voice actor for Freddy.
Fred Welker.
Fred Welker. Yeah, that's him. That's the guy.
That's the guy that does the voice for Freddy. Oh.
Yeah.
I never realized it was him.
Frank
Welker. He did a lot of voices.
He still is. Still is to this day.
Still does. Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to bring up with the Ghostbusters cartoon series is that although a lot of the episodes were unrelated to the movie, the original, the first movie, there were some episodes that did have some connections to the film. And ironically enough, in spite of how popular it was, Ernie Hudson was the only actor from any of the movies that had any involvement in the cartoon series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Man. Oh, one thing we didn't really talk about much in this was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in the end, which was spawned from when they were facing Gozer. Gozer was saying like that the destroy overworld is going to be whatever you come up with, and like, you can decide.
Perish.
Yeah, choose and perish. Yes, and so everyone was trying to think of like a president, and then Dan Aykroyd was thinking the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, thinking it's the most innocent thing you remember from his childhood, but yeah, it backfired horribly. You know, it was basically a kaiju-sized marshmallow man.
Yeah.
What did you do, Ray?
Yep. Oh yeah, and then marshmallow fluff that you
Couldn't
saw
help
in
it.
there.
It just popped in there.
And then the marshmallow fluff that you saw in the end, that was actually shaving cream.
Oh,
You
really?
could tell it wasn't
Why am I
marshmallow
not
by
surprised?
the way it wiggled when people moved. Like marshmallow would be a little thicker than.
Yeah.
Well, good night, Lauren. Hope your leg gets better soon.
Oh yeah, hope it gets better soon.
Sarah,
Oh.
Godzilla versus Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Godzilla
Wouldn't last
would
very long.
No, it
Like,
would.
no, that would not
Godzilla
Godzilla
would
would freaking
annihilate
destroy. No, Godzilla
would shoot fire out of his mouth, roast him, and eat him.
He'd
atomic breath.
get annihilated, just like that.
Yeah, it's
That
one
would be
blast,
like
just one blast of the atomic breath. That's all it would take.
that would be like a whole new level of s'mores, because it would just be
That's
like
right.
2 buildings, wedge the marshmallow, toast it.
But you
and
would
then
need
eat it.
a
That'd be a
really
short
big
movie.
graham cracker and a lot of chocolate.
That would be literally the land of s'mores. That's how literally it would be.
Or it's just marshmallow fluff. You know, it's
Or the s'mores, or the s'mores capital of the world. There you go.
oh my god, I want a marshmallow fluff and peanut butter sandwich now. I haven't had one of them in over a
Is
decade.
that a real thing?
Oh
I
yeah.
thought that was just
I've never had
legend.
it.
No. Marshmallow fluff comes in a jar and you can take it out like with a butter knife.
Yeah.
What?
Put it on bread with
Yeah.
peanut butter on the other side, put it together. It is awesome.
When I was a
Okay.
kid, they used to
Yeah.
the
Okay.
snow cone truck would come around and they would ask you, of course it was up north, they'd ask you if you wanted marshmallow on it. You know, a lot of places put that yeah.
Wow.
So you eat your snow cone and they have that fluff marshmallow all over top of it. So
See,
good.
up here in Philly, we call it water ice.
Guys, real quick, I just got your message, Nikki. Nikki unfortunately does have to go, so he has to leave a few minutes early. But always
Thanks,
great.
guys, for
having
having
you
me.
Yes,
As
you're
always.
welcome.
And don't forget to check out Tom's World.
on.
Guys. Bye, guys.
All right,
Thank
take
you.
care,
Bye.
Nikki. Have a great day.
You know, oh man.
Just for that.
Giant crab.
Oh here.
Like crap. Oh my God, Hannah,
Wow.
you're stressing the hell. You guys are stressing the hell out of me. I got to keep changing it.
I think that's we're at a record now. At this
Yeah,
point.
you are.
What,
You
Tom's
are,
World?
not us.
You're right,
You are.
Sarah. That's what it's called, a fluffer nutter.
I gotta do it again.
Tom's World, Tom's World, Tom's World.
Oh God, no!
And again, I've taken
Yeah.
over your show.
I think that's about 21 now.
It's only a matter of
Oh
time before.
no! Look at Jeremy.
I don't know how many.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Dear Jesus.
holy cow! No!
100.
I could not even count that damn thing. I would have to be saying
Oh
like
my
5
God.
minutes, like counting. every
Technically, it's
single
all
one.
only one word.
What?
It's only
Yeah,
one
I'm
word
gonna
all the way through.
All right,
Yeah.
there's
but-
no way I can count
Now
that.
you
That's
have to go
how-
back and put spaces
I
in
am
it.
just keeping that to one.
God.
That's
Oh,
how
here
it
you
is,
go.
though. If you want to
Now
go
it's
to
funny.
it, it's youtube.com/This Is Tom's World. All one word, no spaces, and no punctuation.
Oh,
no-
wait a minute. No apostrophe. I just realized I left the apostrophe in. I got to change
Jeremy.
I think it
I
was
have
36
ADHD.
times. I think it was 36
no.
or 37.
Oh,
it.
And
You counted, Kate?
I told you.
Wow.
that's
Oh.
25
Have one
times
for
on the second
Dawn.
one.
Yeah, we
Oh
should
my
have one for
God.
Dawn, right? Then they can have like a versus.
We could do like that TikTok thing where they do the battle crap. And you know.
It's a shame you can't have like an automatic counter on there. Like, instead, so you don't have to
Welcome to
change
next
it.
world.
Give it time. The way they've been updating things with StreamYard, you never know what's next.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I've been watching all their streams, like all their live feeds and stuff as they come out. And they talk about stuff.
Oh my God. Okay, I will admit I actually did count that second time that Jeremy did it. So here's where the number is.
Oh
25.
no, here we go.
I was gonna say, wait.
Please.
Well, here's a question for what do you guys
25.
think it is before I show it? What do you guys think it
It's
is?
20.
I'd say
Your new
62.
count?
34.
We broke the counter.
62.
Don, what do you think?
65.
It should be around 75, right?
Joe, what do you think?
65.
But that first one that Jeremy did didn't count.
Well, not necessarily, but
Oh.
we're getting close.
48.
Oh my.
Wow, it's almost the amount of years old I am. One more.
So
Somebody laughed and farted.
Okay, Chris was the closest. He said 57.
Well,
33,
now it's more.
we're way above 33.
Now it's more because he just did it again.
Double Nick's age. What?
okay.
So earlier, Kate asked, it took me a while to think because I couldn't think of one. What was a scary part in the movie? Because I couldn't really think of anything that scared me. I liked them all. But I would say it's the part where she was getting possessed and she was sitting on her couch and then like those arms came out from the couch. It was kind of like Freddy Krueger kind of scene.
Yeah, when the one came up from between her legs.
Three arms came
Yeah.
and grabbed her and then like covered her mouth and yanked her.
As they were pulling her, if you were vigilant, you might have noticed that one of the hands pulled her shirt down and you saw her bra. So
I
saw
didn't
that.
see all that.
I paid attention to it.
Yeah, that
I
part
had to
really
rewind
scared
it and
me.
watch.
That's a teenage pause area.
And then another one of those things is chasing Rick Moranis out of the apartment.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that was scary.
Like,
Nice doggy. Maybe I got a milk bone.
Yeah, it's like, no, this thing doesn't want milk bones. And
Fun fact.
yeah, chase. It's like people are seeing this thing chasing him, and then like no, and like nobody's like calling. What people would probably typically call animal control or something in a situation like that. But nope. It's like Rick Moranis, you're on your own, man. And
Somebody brought
the door guy said something about a bear in his apartment.
Yeah.
And then he comes rushing out.
And I was like
nobody
trying
in
to
the
figure out
restaurant
like
gave a crap. They're just like,
it's like
pretty much. Yeah, but it's like nope, you're on your own. Not our best. But I was like wondering why Rick Moranis wasn't like doing much acting like after the 90s. But I actually researched and I found an explanation. It's because after his wife had passed away, he wanted to like step aside from acting to focus on raising his kids. And I'm just thinking, wow, you gotta admire a man who's putting family above all else. You know,
and he's only done one thing since then. He was in a commercial somewhere. I forget what it was, but he made an appeal. Was it for Ryan Reynolds' phone company, his cell phone company? What is that? Mint Mobile?
No,
Mint Mobile.
Yeah, I think he was in one of his commercials. That's the only thing he's done since then.
Yeah, I mean, I
was
think
right.
he's slowly going back into acting, but let me see what his latest one was here. Rick Moranis. Here.
It is New York City. There's all kinds of weird shit they're seeing. So seeing a devil dog like that is a dime a dozen for us.
That's right.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is true.
I found it. Most recent thing he's done was he's been in an episode. Oh, he reprised his role as Dark Helmet in the Goldbergs.
Really?
Yeah.
Spaceballs.
Wow.
Now that I gotta see.
Ludicrous speed now. My God, they've gone to plaid. That's a great movie too.
It is. I love
We
it.
just got jammed.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Was a genius.
Yeah, me and my cousins. I showed that movie to my younger cousins back in like 2009, and since then I've loved it. Yeah.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
And all of them are cross-eyed.
Yeah.
Well, he's not from New York though. He's actually from Virginia.
That's right.
Spaceballs, the toilet paper. Spaceballs, the doll. May the Schwartz be with you. I love this.
Yep.
Comb the desert.
You see, the reason for that scene.
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
Oh yeah. See, the reason for that scene, the whole advertising of the merchandising. I mean, the whole merchandising scene was a joke that he had towards George Lucas, because George Lucas gave, he gave Mel Brooks permission to make Spaceballs if on the one condition that the movie is never merchandised, and so he threw in that scene just for George Lucas, and George Lucas thought it was funny as hell.
And it was probably a nod to him too, when like Lord Helmet was playing with the action figures of the characters. Because
that was funny.
That was hilarious.
That was a great movie.
It was an awesome movie. Oh man! But
what is this? Well, this is now, and this is.
Yeah,
I love that.
Pizza the Hut was gross.
Oh yeah,
Pizza the Hut was gross.
Next on the news, Rocky 5,000.
What this he keeps asking? What app are we using? I don't know what he's saying by this.
Oh, for the studio, I think. Yeah,
show.
Yes,
it's not an app; it's a website.
Yeah, we're using StreamYard. Yeah, this studio that we're using for the live stream is called StreamYard for this podcast. Yep.
Yeah,
and you can use it for free, but you can only broadcast to one place if you use the free version.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I said this, Scotty beamed me twice,
and I loved it.
The other thing too about the reason why we use StreamYard and a lot of other, well, not only just this show, all the shows we have on this network, as well as a lot of the other paranormal networks, we tend to use StreamYard because it's a lot more easier to use. But when we used to be on the other network, we actually used to use Zoom, but we don't really use it anymore because, yes, I know you can have more people on with it, but unfortunately, it's too difficult to broadcast. You got to pay for it. And also, it's a very long process. And also, too, we wouldn't be able to share comments on the screen. So that's why we made the transition to StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, they've jammed our radar.
One blessing that COVID gave
Raspberry.
us.
Only one man would dare give me the raspberry. Lone Star. Sorry.
Your cat. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta zoom in. Her eyes are like glowing. Look at that.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's the Terminator cat.
Yeah, she is scary.
Come with me if you want to
know
purr.
what we're looking at her for.
Look at those eyes. Yeah.
I'll be back.
So pretty.
There you
go.
Hi.
Really blue.
They are so blue.
That is awesome.
They're so pretty.
Wow.
Stand into your soul.
Give me your clothes and your motorcycle.
Everyone's talking about the eyes.
Hi there.
I'll swallow your soul.
No.
Swallow this.
Cute.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, now that the cat stole the show.
That's right.
A Pokemon.
A Pokemon.
This is an animal show. We love animals.
Yeah, that kid is my pet. Yeah,
everybody go get your pet.
On mute.
God damn it.
Kitty.
Wow.
No, kitty.
Mom. God.
Kitty's being a dildo.
Oh my God, Jeremy, wait, I gotta share this. Okay, you better sleep with one eye open. That cat's gonna get you.
Listening.
Oh, that's reminds me of this
listening.
one. Yep.
They're gonna
Devil
steal
Woman.
your breath.
Cat's eye.
No.
Cat's eye.
Yes.
She's
Even
good.
then.
She was good the whole time.
But hey, in all
Hey,
seriousness,
dude.
I love that cat. Yeah,
What
that
did I
cat's awesome.
miss?
Her eyes were glowing.
We talked to your cat the whole time.
Yeah,
That's why I had it
cat's
zoomed in.
eyes were like blue. We're like glowing blue the whole time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Pulsating.
It was
Is she
so
okay?
blue.
And Kate, Jeremy gave you a warning. You better sleep with one eye open. That cat's gonna get you.
You know what? I have my doubts. I have doubts about her.
I mean, they're said to steal your breath, but they might defend you against a little troll ghoul thing, so.
Cat from Hell, Cat's Eye, Pet Cemetery. We're watching a Stephen King podcast now.
Pretty much. Oh man.
Cat's Eye
So
was
hey,
awesome.
Your cat saved my
That's
life.
another show to do. Cat's Eye.
Yep.
Cat's Eye.
My whole family.
I would like that. Yeah, Drew Barrymore is in that. That's your favorite, Tom.
Oh my god, I love Drew.
Yeah, she
Did
was
you
great
ever
in that.
see the episode? Yeah, Firestarter was a good one.
That was a
Did
great.
you ever see Drew Barrymore on the David Letterman show?
Yeah, where she got
she
up on the
flashed it?
desk and I was so jealous that night. I'm like, oh my god.
He was like,
But then the Playboy issue came out, and that morning, I assure you, the morning it came out, I was at the newsstand waiting for the newsstand to open. Oh yeah,
TMI.
I didn't know she was on there.
Hey, she was my crush through most of my early life. You know.
Thanks for sharing us.
I didn't care when Debbie Gibson did it or when Tiffany did it. None of that mattered.
Good to know.
When Drew came out on that,
Now you got me. Debbie Gibson was in there.
Debbie Gibson was in
Debbie.
Playboy. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't she a redhead, Tom?
No,
If I
Tiffany.
remember-
Tiffany is a redhead. Debbie Gibson
A
was
redhead.
blonde.
Okay, so
But they were
to
both
wrap
out
this-
around the same
Took a whole different turn.
Anyway, we're talking about Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
I was saying. I was saying. to wrap this show up-
Aw.
I got to just say one thing. We talked about terror dogs on this episode, Juan. I think we just witnessed our first terror cat.
I'm gonna have to watch this back. I have
You're
no
gonna
idea
have
what
to.
happened.
She was
Okay,
watching
please.
us and listening.
Please watch it back. You'll see what we're talking about.
Blue.
I will
Really?
definitely.
I think I heard
Very
the cat
pretty
say
kitty.
Zool.
So to wrap the show up, Ghostbusters, a true staple of the 80s, one of the best horror comedies in my book. And if you haven't seen it, you're missing out. Please go check it out. Watch it. Watch that, and also Ghostbusters Afterlife. Watch those before the new one comes out this month. So
Afterlife's really cool.
that's gonna be it. So that's gonna be it for this edition of Fear Fans Podcast. Please be sure to join us next week for the show we're doing right before St. Patrick's Day, covering Leprechaun 2. Yeah. So, anybody want to make any announcements before we wrap up here?
I think I might need an exorcist for my cat.
It actually makes sense considering the terror dogs, their eyes glow red. But in the case of the Ur cat, the eyes glow blue.
Okay.
You're okay.
Okay.
Well, that's for the new version of the Ghostbusters, because isn't it all like a Frozen?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
frozen up.
yeah.
See?
Comes out the
Right.
22nd, correct?
I believe so.
Yep.
Or either 22nd or 24th. One of the two.
Here, I'll check it out right now.
Actually,
22nd 's
I'm
a
already ahead
Friday.
of you. So,
Let's see. Oh,
March
and it's of
22nd?
course,
all right. 22nd.
and of course it's
That's
written
my
by
mom's
Jason.
birthday.
Oh, Walker. Oh, Walker
yeah.
just showed up.
Hi.
Yep. Here we go. All right. And it is coming out March 22nd. And of course, it is written by Jason Reitman, Ivan Reitman's son, the original director.
And that's also my mom's birthday.
Oh,
So
nice.
everybody send her
Ooh,
presents.
happy birthday.
Oh, damn. Walker, unfortunately, we're
Get her
actually
some Tom's
just about
World
to end the
merchandise.
show, but we're just about to end the show, but I promise you, we'll bring you in next week's show. We're going to do a special St. Patrick's Day special, so we'll take you in next week.
A special St. Patrick's Day special. It sounds great.
I heard that too, and it was going around in my head.
It's been a long day
What?
for me today.
Okay.
Cold kitty for Tom's World.
But hey, Walker, hey, there's always next week, man. So we'll definitely be back on this with Leprechaun 2. So can't wait. So hope you guys enjoyed this edition of Fear Fans Podcast. And we'll put the link for Ghostbusters, like if you have any paranormal activity in your house, who you're gonna call, it's who you're gonna click on. Ghostbusters.
Chris, you're just going to have to find out next week. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh my god!
That's exciting.
Good to see you, Walker. We'll talk
Make
real
sure you bring a good gold coin with you.
Yes. So hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good evening, everybody. Good night.
See ya.
Good night.
Good night.